Hey Scorpios, Happy New Year, and I hope that you guys are doing great. We are here to do your 2022 forecast, doing something a little bit different using charms and bones to see what things that you might need to keep an eye out for over the next couple of months, over the next year, what you need to be aware of going forward. So let's get into this, Scorpio, and see what we have for you guys. Nothing left in the bowl, which is good. Everything is out on the mat. So let's see what you can expect, what my Scorpio collective can expect in 2022. Where are you guys? Okay. All right, so we have a few clusters happening for you all, but we are going to start with your worry doll that represents you guys, my Scorpio collective. So what we have immediately surrounding you is a new opportunity, prosperity. So, and we also have the flat shell, which typically represents children or childlike energy. So one thing that you need to be aware of going into 2022 is that there is going to be an opportunity, I think, that is going to excite you, that it may actually sort of bring up feelings of nostalgia, feelings of happiness, feelings of excitement, this childlike energy. I don't think that this has to do with children specifically for you, but I think that this is more related to the feeling that comes along with this opportunity that's going to present itself for you. And this is an opportunity that is going to lead to a lot of prosperity, a lot of abundance. And we have this sort of being very connected to the baculum, which is representative of people who care for you, people who are loyal, fidelity. So this opportunity might come in as a result of people around you who care deeply for you, who want to make sure that you're doing well. So you have a lot of support in what this is that's coming towards you throughout 2022. So moving over to your starter piece, the Moldavite pendant, there's a lot happening around here too. And it feels as though this is actually something that may happen between a little bit closer to the winter months. So this is something that you are sort of an opportunity that you are seeing that's coming in for you. There's a stroke of good luck that we have with the wishbone and the four-leaf clover in. But this is something that is going to allow you to sustain yourself, that's going to let you nurture yourself. It has something to do with family and communication when it comes to them. There is some level of persistence that's going to be required, and there's a lot of signs pointing to moderation and self-protection. So it feels as though there's going to be something that has to do with your family coming up in the winter months. Maybe it's how you support them. Maybe it's, sort of what you give to them. But it feels as though there's going to be a need for communication and maybe sort of setting expectations. I think that you are going to move forward in this very confidently, very boldly. It feels as though you're no longer going to be in a place of overextending yourself for others, especially people who are in your family. And it feels like this decision is going to be something that actually serves you very, very well, because you may have been giving a little bit too much of yourself to people, to the extent where it almost feels like they took so much or you gave so much that you felt like you weren't getting anything in return. It almost seems like there was a black cloud that was hanging over you. But once you start seeing things differently and you start putting your foot down, that you're going to see a bit of a shift. And even if it might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, you sort of drawing back your resources and your energy from these other people, it feels like this is going to create a big shift in your life. where you are no longer bound to these folks. So what we have over here is the button, which connects to sort of different clusters within this reading. So again, a lot going on for you over here. We have happiness that's represented by the bell. We have sort of hanging on with the clothespin. We have being stuck. We have a message that's coming through for you that's related to hearth and home. And we have protection. So when it comes to your household, your ability to sort of take care of yourself, your stability, your foundation, it may feel that you are sort of trapped where you are, but understand that there's happiness coming. It's going to be a result of your strength, and there's going to be a message that comes in for you. There is, and I feel like this is also going to be on the cusp of the winter season as well. Know that you are protected. Know that you're going to be able to get through and get out of this sort of stagnant energy that it is that you're feeling, that you're experiencing in the winter months. What we also see for you, which is absolutely amazing. I kind of love this for my Scorpio crew. We have the yellow bubble shell that represents friendships, and we also have the turtle foot that's coming out of your shell. We also have the chicken bone, the large chicken bone, that is indicative of you sort of needing to clean things up, to tidy things up in your life. And so what I feel is that when it comes to friendships, things may have been a little bit rocky, that you may have been a little bit of a loner at some points. But Scorpio, it feels as though in 2022, you're going to start sort of coming out of your shell, and you're going to start putting forth that effort, being that friend that you would want for yourself. And it feels like there are a lot of meaningful relationships that are going to sort of surface from that. Now, let's jump over here to the hematite bracelet. And so this is actually a super, super interesting cluster, because the hematite bracelet is indicative of something that you should really pay close attention to. And so is the Herkimer diamond ring. And that's what we have, like, literally inside the hematite bracelet. We have two very important things that you need to pay attention to. And I feel that this has to do with your work or studies, right? So we have the pumpkin, which is indicative of the fall season. We also have the skull representing your ancestors. They're looking directly, like literally their eyeball is all up and on these scales. There's a decision that needs to be made when it comes to work about what your path forward looks like. So when we have the thimble on the side, this represents a little bit of rockiness when it comes to your work, when it comes to your career, when it comes to school. So there's something that's going to be happening in the fall time that you're going to need to give attention to when it comes to your job, because this is going to have an impact on your long-term ability to make money. So the decision that you're inclined to make, know that your ancestors are looking at it and they are throwing their support behind you. So don't be afraid to follow your intuition. Do not be afraid to follow your intuition. It doesn't feel as though you're going to have to make any sort of drastic changes that are related to this, but it very much feels like once you identify a path forward, once you have sort of set your mind to what it is that you want in terms of your career, don't deviate, because you have support behind you. And that it is going to be something that lends itself to very long-term stability. It doesn't feel like something new is coming in for you. It's more sort of committing to that path going forward. Now, going around and seeing the other sort of clusters that we have for you, We have your spirit guides near the sun and the snake vertebra, which represents a little bit of flexibility. We also have the black eye pea, the safety pin, the gar shell, and springtime. We also have the fisherman's hook that's looking inward. So I feel like between the spring and summertime, there's going to be a need for you, I think, to navigate around someone that you may have some sort of connection with that is not necessarily serving you, that does not make you feel safe, that does not make you feel protected. This is a relationship, I think, with this person that you are going to make the decision to not work on. And we have your spirit guides here looking inward. They're looking at this situation. And again, just like your ancestors over here with your work life, your spirit guides are over here looking and saying, yep, we got your back. We understand that sometimes you need to pivot. Sometimes you need to reevaluate the people that you have around you to make sure that you're protected, to make sure that you're safe. And having the wrong people in your life is going to inhibit your ability to prosper. It's going to sort of slow down your path to abundance and good fortune. So during the summertime, keep an eye out. You might have to pivot in terms of a relationship that you have with someone that you've sort of been bound to, that you've sort of been stuck with for a while. But it feels as though you're going now to a much safer place. It doesn't feel like you're going to put very much effort into this person. Now, this is an interesting little grouping here, right? For those of you my Scorpios who are looking for relationships or looking to deepen your relationship, we have the two doves here that are representative of partnership. And we also have the stingray barb that's pointed outwards. That means you're going in the right direction. So in 2022, for those of you who are interested in relationships, for those of you who are on the market trying to meet people or getting to know someone deeper, it feels like you're on the right path to do so. So there's nothing that you really need to adjust right there. So yay you. This is good. Now, going to this last little section that we have for you. There's not a lot happening there. It really feels as though you are going into 2022 with a very, very stable energy. That you are, for the most part, grounded, and there are a couple of little rocky points that might come up again with your job where you might have to make a decision to move, on what it is that you want to do. Follow your intuition there. You're fully supported. Reevaluating the people that you have in life. Again, you have the support of your spirit guide, so that's good. So I feel like overall 2022 is going to be a pretty calm year for you guys, Scorpio, which not a bad thing. Like your health is looking good. Your opportunities are looking good. It feels like you're in the right direction when it comes to romance. With friendships, things are going to be pretty stable there. There might be a couple of small hiccups like in the summertime. And then again in the fall, in looking at, your job and the people that you're surrounding yourself with, but it's nothing that you can't navigate through. It just doesn't feel like there's going to be anything catastrophic that's happening to you guys. So 2022 is looking pretty good, Scorpio. Keep your eyes open for these opportunities because there's a lot of abundance that's surrounding you. There's a lot of you overcoming. There's a lot of you landing on your feet and reaping the benefits of all of the good things that life has to offer. So hang on to that energy. Use it to navigate through the occasional choppy waters that you're going to encounter. But things are looking great. So I'm going to leave it there for you guys. I hope that this resonated and I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know. But in the meanwhile, stay safe, stay healthy, and I am sending you all huge hugs.